According to the Islamic sciences and fiqh, a girl is allowed to marry once she reaches her puberty, and the signs of which can be exhibited through the menstrual cycles. And that's the case with Aisha R.A. as well, when the marriage was actually consummated, when she was a full adult woman. And do you know that one interesting thing here is that, like I mentioned earlier, one of the interesting points, that if the whole purpose to marry Aisha R.A. was to satisfy his manly desires, astaghfirullah, na'uzu billah, if it was the case, why would he wait about 2.5 years before consummating the marriage? Secondly, do you know that the first wife of Prophet Muhammad was Khadija radiallahu anha? Do you know how older she was? She was about 15 years older than Prophet Muhammad. At 40, she was 15 years older when Prophet Muhammad was only 25 years old. And do you know that as long as he was married to Khadija radiallahu anha, he didn't marry any other woman? He loved her so much that he didn't marry any other woman, as long as he was married to Khadija radiallahu anha. For about 25 years happily they were married together. She got the honor of being the only woman for about 25 years straight. And she passed away when she was about 65 years old, and Prophet Muhammad turned about 50 years old. And then afterwards he married Aisha radiallahu anha. If this man was only after women, so think logically, use your brains, man. Come on, grow up, stop this nonsense. What you are doing against Prophet Muhammad always finding faults and things. So you need to really rationalize and think, grow up. You need to think that he didn't marry any other woman. As long as he was married to Khadija radiallahu anha, it clearly proves that his whole and sole purpose was not to satisfy his manly desires and lust. And that's the fact. So this is how I'm trying to show you the mirror and the real facts. And inshallah I will blow the wind out of their sails, whoever is making these sort of false allegations, nonsensical and ridiculous criticism against Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Let's move to the USA part. Let's move to the incidents which took place in the United States of America. I would tell you that, do you know that the minimum age of marriage in the United States of America, in the Delaware, the minimum age in 1880 up until 1920 was 7 years. Means that you could legally marry. Later on they increased this age limit, but before, up until 1920, the minimum age was 7. And that is why, do you know that from 2000 to 2015, over 200,000 minors, underage girls, teens were married to adults in the United States of America. Yes, you can check the statistics, and if you don't believe me, go check and search the Google and find out yourself, and check out the news of those times. And do you know that in the state Tennessee, 3 10-year-old girls were married to men aged 24 and 31? And in the state of Alabama, a 74-year-old man was married to a 14-year-old girl only. Yes, I'm right. If you don't trust me, go check yourself, and you can even search the Google, and that's what exactly the statistics and the things you will come across. You will find that what I'm saying is true. So a 74-year-old man was married to a 14-year-old girl. And now look at the hypocrisy. Again, I will mention that is double standards, when people are just out of jealousy and hate and prejudice against the Islam and the Prophet of Islam. They are pointing out things and finding faults with his personality and trying to smear him, but they are not looking at all these things. There is no hue and cry, and there is no uproar at all what happened over there in the United States. And you know that in the Europe as well, from 1880 up until 1920 or so, the minimum age of marriage was about 12 and 13 years old, and that was the legal marriageable age. That's what you call legal marriageable age, was about 12 and 13 years old in Europe and in UK as well. Now we will have a look at the royal marriages which took place in the Britain, in England, or in the Europe. The first of those women, the underage girl, was the Marie Antoinette, the last queen of France before the French Revolution, and she was about 16 years old girl who was married in about 1770. And the second girl was the Princess Amelia of Saxony, and 1533 she was from Germany, and at the age of 16 she was married to the George the Pious, a 48-year-old man she was married to. And the third one was the Isabella of France, was the Queen Consort of England as the second spouse of the King Richard II, married at the age of 7 and 8 only, and she was happy to be the Queen of England, just to be the Queen. She was married at that young age. The fourth one is the Margaret Beaufort, which the British people know that the Margaret Beaufort was married to John de la Pole. She was the son of the Suffolk, is a town in the UK where I have myself lived in the UK. She was married to in about 1450. She was aged only 7 years, and she was married to an adult man, and she became the mother of King Henry VII. And also the fifth one on my list is Anna de Mowbray, and she was the 8th Countess of Norfolk, and she was the child bride of the Richard of Shrewsbury and the first Duke of York at the little age of 6, only 6, yes. And these are the 5 incidents and examples and the demonstrations I have brought forward and piled up in front of you to show you and show those people the mirror and what they themselves practiced, and they consider it to be inappropriate, and they consider it to be kind of bad thing for another person. And they brand him as whatever. What names are you going to call these people? Were all these royals were pedophiles? Would you dare to brand them as well? Seriously, you need to grow up. Now in this part of the video, I'm just gonna list up those youngest 9-year-old mothers from the history, and not very old or ancient times, just recently. There were so many incidents where a 9-year-old wife or the girl became the mother and they delivered children. So let's have a look at that as well. And there was a girl from the UK, from the Yorkshire, and she was 9 years old, and at the age of 9 years and 7 months she delivered a baby weighing about 7 lbs 3.2 kg in 1881. It did happen in 1881, but I have some more examples where you will see that it wasn't much longer ago. But it's just to prove that medically is really possible that a girl can become mature and can turn into an adult woman by the age of 9 or even before that. Is literally possible, right? The girl I mentioned, she was the name is not mentioned in the history, but her husband or the boyfriend's name was Henry Dot. And the second girl on the list is 9-year-old Estelle P from the USA, who delivered a boy in 1908. The third one is Maria Allende, who was from Argentina, and she gave birth to a boy 7 lb in 1967. And the fourth one is a 9-year-old Wenvisa from Thailand, and she was married at the age of 8 and gave birth at the age of 9. So these are the 4 examples I have put forward in front of you. So now you can think yourself that is literally possible and medically proven. Thank you very much. Jazakumullah khair. If you have any comments, so please do ask me in the comment section below, and inshallah I will come back with more videos. So Jazakumullah khair. Thank you very much for watching my video. So I hope you understand now, and you can be enlightened, and you are more understood and more educated now and more knowledgeable. So please don't give ears to the rumors and the things which are being spread against Islam.